Have you ever wondered what it's like to hold a piece of history in your hands? Not just a pretty antique, but an object that carries the weight of a story that might be difficult, even painful to hear. I've been thinking a lot about this lately, and it's a conversation that's more important than ever. You see, there's a unique kind of emotional connection we feel to the past through the things people left behind. A worn-out letter, a chipped teacup, a faded photograph. They all whisper tales of lives lived, and sometimes those whispers are loud and clear, carrying echoes of triumph, tragedy, and everything in between. As someone who gets to spend their life surrounded by these objects, I've seen it all. From the joyful discovery of a long-lost treasure to the somber moment when an item's true, sometimes dark, history is revealed. It's in those moments that we're reminded that history isn't just a list of dates and names. It's the messy, beautiful, and complicated tapestry of human experience. I've had conversations with fellow experts who have faced some truly tough decisions. I remember one colleague, an expert on the Antiques Roadshow, who was presented with an ivory bangle. The object itself was beautiful, but its story was heartbreaking. It was tied to the horrific trade of both ivory and human life. My colleague spoke from the heart, explaining that while they unequivocally opposed the trade in ivory, the object was there, and it was a powerful teaching tool. They made a personal choice not to value it, not because it wasn't worth anything, but because its true value lay not in a price tag, but in the lessons it could teach us about a terrible chapter in our past. It was a moving and deeply human response. Another time, a different colleague, an expert on military history, was brought a series of letters from World War II. They told the gut-wrenching story of a young girl who tragically died during an evacuation attempt. As he read the letters, the emotion was palpable. He teared up, unable to put a price on something so personal and so profoundly sad. These letters weren't just paper. They were a monument to a life cut short, a tangible piece of a family's grief. These stories resonate so deeply because they get to the heart of what it means to be a human being looking at history. It's not about ignoring or erasing the parts that make us uncomfortable. It's about facing them head-on, learning from them, and honoring the memory of those whose lives are reflected in these objects. For me, that's why I would never refuse to discuss something from history, no matter how challenging it might be. To censor history, to pretend that something didn't happen because it offends us, is a dangerous path. It's a disservice to those who lived through it and a mistake for those of us trying to learn from it. History is history. Sometimes things were done in ways that are now unimaginable to us, but we should study and learn from those times, not pretend they never existed. It's the only way we can ensure we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. This perspective is what fuels my passion for finding those rare items that have a powerful, personal connection to an incredible person from history. I've been doing some research lately on a truly remarkable figure, Dr. David Livingstone. We all know him as an explorer, but his story is so much more profound. Due to his courage and the conviction of his beliefs, he played an instrumental role in bringing the East Africa slave trade to an end. This part of his life is often overlooked, but it was an incredibly brave and moral act. Just imagine holding an item he once owned while in Africa, a piece that was with him as he fought for what was right. It would be a truly incredible object, not for its monetary value, but for the story it tells of a person who changed the world for the better. So the next time you see an old object, don't just see a thing. See the story, see the life, see the history, and remember that the most valuable lesson an antique can teach us is not its price, but the truth it holds about the human journey. It's a powerful and moving experience, and one that connects us all to the past in a way that nothing else can. That's why the work we do is so much more than just putting a price on things. It's about preserving memory, sparking conversation, and fostering a deeper understanding of our shared past. The most powerful objects aren't the ones with the highest monetary value. They're the ones that connect us emotionally to the people who came before us. When we look at an old letter, a faded photograph, or a chipped piece of pottery, we're not just looking at an object. We're looking at a tangible link to a human being's triumphs, struggles, and hopes. And by honoring those stories, even the difficult ones, we're not just appraising an item, we're valuing humanity itself. It's a privilege and a responsibility that I and my colleagues take to heart, because we know that these objects are more than just things. They are the threads that weave the rich, complex tapestry of history.